So in today's video, we are going to be showcasing the brand new 2023 Halloween free-to-play unit, which is going to be Kid Goku and Launch. No, I'm kidding. It is actually Oolong, if you didn't know, with his pig nose, as well as Launch. We'll be showcasing them at 100% max link level. So I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. First of all, let's look at what they can do first. So at 100%, this is not an EZA, because they haven't EZA'd yet. They will have 8,000 defense, 11,000 attack, and 8,400 HP. Now, for the leader skill, they're an all-types leader for 3 key and 40% HP. They raise defense on super with a ceiling super attack effect, supreme damage to the enemy, and then for the passive skill, they get own attack and defense 560% up, but each turn, they will lose attack defense 60% up to 300%. Now, I don't know if it classifies the first turn appearance as one of the turns. That I'm not too sure. But for every turn, they also get a chance of dodging up by 10% up to 50% as well. If there is an ally in the Earthling category participating in the attack as well, you get 2 key, a medium chance to do a super attack, and then from the 5th turn onwards, you get a guaranteed super attack. And then they recover like 2% HP per candy or obtained, which is nothing too crazy. There's literally no reason to have that passive anymore at this current moment. This is their link set right here. They have the Dragon Ball Saga links, which is the most important thing. Then Earthlings join forces, DB Saga, as well as Warriors raised on Earth. So with that out of the way, let's see what they can do. Now, you shouldn't really take this card too seriously because, 1, they're not EZA'd. 2, they're a Halloween unit. I know there's been some really good free-to-play Halloween units, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't be expecting them to impact the free-to-play game all too much. So, for their starter turn defense, they have 300,000 to keep in mind of that. Let's just chuck them in the first slot here and see what their attacks will be. I'll be trying to link them up with the STR Yamcha. We want to just keep in mind of their stats every single time. So this is the SA effect. It's actually really well animated. I do enjoy that. So, very, very cool. A bit weird, you know, seeing Oolong actually transform, Goku, you know, slowly transform into Oolong. I did check out the SSR variant where the artwork is the purple haired Launch, and it's pretty much the same SA. They didn't change anything about that. So let's float out Yamcha. So we'll have turn 3 next up. I believe they do lose the attack and defense even when they're off rotation. So just basing on that first turn, 300,000 defense, with the raised defense, which is a 30%, they get about 100,000 per super attack perform. Remember, they have the medium chance to do an additional super. And then if you have the hidden potential, you know, you can get that triple super attack, which means they get potentially like 500,000, 600,000 defense if you're really lucky. Which is not too bad for a tier 1 that hasn't easy yet. I mean, it's not bad. Let's see how much, though. A big of a difference does that 60% minus attack and defense. Now, I do have the support, which is this Bulma, which is a 29% DB Saga support. So that might fluctuate how, like, the defense is. But as you can see, it did drop a significant amount, about 30,000. Now, whether or not that's, like, 2 turns of it, I'm not really too sure. We'll figure it out once we hit, like, turn 7, once, like, the defense has stabilized. But now 3.3. It's so weird. The ears just, like, throw me off. But, yeah, the SA is really cool. Launch, super attacks are always very cool for some reason. Or, like, the characters that get to use a gun, they always do really well. Let's just use the active skill here. Get it out of the way. So now after this, it will be the 5th turn. We'll have the best links that free-to-play can provide, which we're getting with the Yamcha 4 links. Flea, which is a 10% dodge chance increase if your HP is 50% or less. Not too big of a deal. Yeah, Incredible Adventure, 7% attack and defense. The Guise of Dragon Balls, 20% attack, and the Shadow Limit, which is a 5% attack and defense as well. So now they have 231,000 defense. You can see it is dropping quite a lot. Just in perspective, each super attack now is about 70-ish, 80,000, 70 to 80,000 defense increase instead of the original 100,000. Which is definitely a big deal. And this is double support as well, because Yamcha is 50% support or something like that. Let me double check. Because with the Peppy Gals, he provides a bit of extra support. So he is a 20% support and then an additional 30%. Yeah, so a 50% support, which is quite huge. So from here on out, we're just figuring out if they are losing the attack and defense, you know, when they're off rotation. 2.7. It's so interesting to see, like, the SA, the Kami House so close. It's very... with this matching with the sprite is crazy. I don't know, it's throwing me off a little. So that's the guaranteed super, and then you get the triple super attack. So I like that they do triple super attack, for sure. That's going to help them out a lot, especially when they EZA. All I want from the EZA is, you know, if they could increase the attack or defense, because that shouldn't be a problem. Either they increase the attack and defense, or, better yet, provide attack and defense on super or received on hit or something. Just so they have some sort of separate calculation, because right now the only separate calculation they have is their SA. So if they can, like, multiply their stats even more on their passive, we'll be looking really good. And of course, reduction on the attack and defense down per turn. If they can possibly do that, that would be great. I mean, the trend was from the SSR to the TUR. The SSR, they lose 100% attack and defense. So when they awaken to TUR, it was 60%. So we could definitely see it, like, lowered even further, which would be great. So now they're at 208,000 defense. Wow, so they're still losing defense. That must have been not their final turn. That's crazy different. Now you're actually getting like 60 to 70,000 on super. And it's not like Videl is, you know, not providing any defense. Super class allies defense by 40%. So she's providing more defense than Bulma was in the previous turn. This should be the lowest it ever gets, though. 2.2. Now it's become like a really mid unit. The only thing saving it is if you can triple super attack, and even then you're like barely tanking normal attacks. So I wouldn't say the most usable character right now. Even if they EZA'd right now, usability-wise, it's pretty hard for sure. Their linking partner is only the physical EZA launch. I guess you can link up with any DB Saga. It's not too big of a deal, but you obviously want the most links activated. It would be helpful. And then right now, like, if you float them out, like, you're losing so much stats that is not really worth it by the time they return. We want to do a little bit more turns. Just see if they're losing any more than that. If we got the great chance for Videl's buff for the 30%, 190,000, that may just be because this scale didn't activate her passive. To find out how it goes now. So now they're starting to dodge. I would probably give them max dodge than the rest additionals here. You can see that the attack stat is not too impressive right now. You probably want the dodge chance because right at 10% per turn, it's not really fast enough. It's going to take you pretty much to turn, what, 10 pretty much? Turn 8 in order to get like a decent amount of dodge, which is all not that good. And then when they are at their minimal stats, then at least they have another bit of survivability. As you can see, I mean, 50% dodge chance, and we didn't even dodge the super. So this will be the final turn here. There's been more than enough turns to see what their stats are like. Let's figure it out here. So yeah, they end up with 200,000, so that Videl didn't activate her passive for the extra 30%. They get the triple super attack, then they're just closing in on that 400,000 stat, which is realistically, at the end of the day, as a second slot unit, free-to-play unit that has an easy aid, is not too bad. I will admit. It is definitely not the worst ever. Hopefully they survive this, because I mean, it's UI Goku. Come on. 333. Very close. It's actually cool that this sprite is actually Goku until... but, like, he has the jetpack as well. So, pretty cool, actually. Something to note. And it makes sense because he pops out as Goku first and then changes into Oolong. See, that blank screen just throws me off. That's what I'm trying to say earlier on. 2.4. So yeah, no, I'm not too disappointed. In all honesty, they have a decent like base kit, other than losing attack and defense. Which I don't mind as long as they're like first 3 turns, 4 turns, they're like cracked or something when they easy A. Right now, they're just like meh. They're just there. Like not too impressive, but not like mid. I guess they're classified as mid, but they're just there at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll conclude the showcase there. So if we look at, like, the max capability on these guys, on turn 1, they start a turn defense 300,000, which we kind of saw. And then they get the SA, which is almost like 100,000 gained per super. It's like more like 90-ish thousand. And so when they do get the triple super, they get to about 569,000 if you add the support, which is what we were doing, because Yamcha's like a 50% support as well. Get to like 606,000 defense. For TUR, that's actually not too bad. Apply some dodges on that, and then, they're like a dodge or die character. But that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about the launch and Oolong. Don't forget to leave a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel. First link in the description if you'd like to become a member. You can get some awesome perks on the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would. Only starts off as $1 and supports the channel immensely. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace.